Good day, Africa. Welcome to another episode of African Child. I am Erioshuki Blatt Okpeyemi. I am with Adebayo Nibila, who will be talking to us about past and present great African women. You're welcome, Nibila.
Thank you very much.
So, I hope you don't mind telling me or the viewer about yourself.
I don't. Okay. My name is Adebayo Nibila. I am in JSS2. I am 11 and I attend Alaba Lawson Royal College. I like reading, writing, and dancing.
And your topic is past and present great African
Women.
First question, why did you pick this topic?
Okay, I picked this topic because I've seen a lot of females, I've seen a lot of girls who have no self-esteem and who are not confident. I say, I can't do this, or I can't do that. So I picked this topic to tell them that you can be whatever you want to be and whoever you want to be.
They can be whoever they want to be and they can be whatever they want to be. How do you think they can go about that?
By not being idle, by aspiring.
Okay. Well, okay, what if they're not idle or do not have the opportunity? How do they create the opportunity for themselves?
They should build themselves. You don't have the opportunity to go to school. Okay, sit at home, start writing, maybe stories, poetry or something. Don't think, oh, I have nothing to do, so let me just sleep. It's
but
not right.
Not everybody can actually see that talent in him or herself by themselves, you know.
Exactly. Which is why it is the work of the parents, the teachers, the guardians to help, to focus and to make sure that their students or their wards know what they want.
Okay, know what they want. You said your topic is past and present great African women. Can you list out some of them?
Okay, I can't list out the past and present great women
But
without mentioning Queen Moremi Ajasho, which is the Ife Queen.
Okay.
We have the Queen Idia of Edo, the Queen Amina of Zaria, then Efusheton Aniwura. We also have people like late Mrs. Oluwafumilai Rasunkuti. We have my own proprietress, Chief Mrs. Iyaludi Alabaolu Ashun. We have Folorunsho Alakija, who is a Nigerian billionaire. We also have Musumola Abudu. We have late Dora Akunyili, Funke Akindele, and the likes of them.
Okay, you've mentioned all of them. Can you summarize how they all went about their career, how they were able to pursue their career and how they were able to make it?
Okay, let me begin with Funke Akindele. She said when she first of all started acting, or when she started auditioning for roles, she'll audition, they named her the Queen of Auditions. She'll go for auditions, they'll say she made it, and when the cast list comes out, she's hoping to get a lead role or a supporting role, but no, she meets herself as maybe one of the extras. She always felt disappointed, and then at a point she just gave up, until one of her aunties told her, you can be who you want to be, and she decided to go again. Then in 2009, she won an Academy Award for Best Actress in Leading Role, which means she didn't give up. She just kept pushing and pushing and pushing.
She kept pushing and pushing. What was she pushing?
She was pushing herself.
Pushing herself?
Exactly.
Okay. Are you pushing yourself?
To do what exactly? What can I
do? To do
push
what
myself?
You want to do?
Yes, I am actually.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
You mentioned the great women of Africa, right? Have you been inspired by them?
Yes, I actually am.
How?
Okay, I am going to take Folorunsho Alakija now. She's a Nigerian billionaire businesswoman. She temporarily removed Oprah Winfrey from the richest black woman in Africa, from the richest black woman in the world. She temporarily removed Oprah Winfrey, but at a point, she had to reduce. So, me taking her as my role model is like, I'm trying to be what I want, but at the same time, get to higher heights and pass my role model.
That's nice. That's nice. Thank you very much, Nibila. I appreciate that. I'm going for a very short break right now, and I want you guys to stay tuned.
The Bible says if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? Now, what the righteous can do is just pull down the whole building and erect a more stable and solid foundation. So what we have to do is Forget our leaders and let's just build ourselves.
And the parents too should try to move closer to their children. They should know what is happening in their life and what is happening in their school.
You don't need to be discouraged. Be who you are. You didn't come to this life to live people's life, to impress anybody.
We cannot blame only our leaders for being corrupt or doing this. If you, everyone here can stop being corrupt, and everyone in Africa can just stop this act, then corruption will no longer be a problem in Africa.
If you have proper focus and you have a proper foresight and you know what you are doing, you would come up.
Considering couples, they need to study themselves for a considerable period of time before thinking of marriage, so that the incompatibility stuff does not continue to pop up.
Kofi Annan said, and I quote, "I'm not an African because I was born in Africa, but because Africa was born in me. I'm a bona fide citizen of Africa. I'm an African, and I'm born to rule."
African child, African child, African child, African child.
We brought these children into the world. And of course, not only the society compels us, the God that gave them to you, from any angle. You want to look at it from religious angle, from society angle, from biological angle, because biologically you desire to have a child. The children did not desire to have parents. They don't even know the concept. You desire to have a child. Even when you don't have a child, you are a lonely individual, which could equally, because these are part of the goals you to set for yourself, to have an organized family. And a family includes children, husband, and wife. To have a settled home. This is a goal. And of course, once you have the child, you have it as an obligation. It is not an optional course. It is a compulsory course for parents to take care of physiological needs, emotional needs, physical needs, societal needs, the value orientation they need to take care of the children.
The African child needs to be focused. The African child needs to know that he has the burden of bringing or taking Africa to the next stage of development rests on him. The African child should keep away from vices. The African child should be made to understand that there's a thin line between development and destruction, and that he should be made to appreciate that path which seems to be very rough, that path which appears to be rugged, that path which appears to be uninteresting is actually the path that leads to greatness.
African child, African child, African child, African child.
Welcome back. This is the African Child. I am Adebayo Blatt. Yes, my guest is still Nibila Adebayo, and our topic remains past and present great African women. Before we went on a break, she was talking to us about a role model.
Yes, I was actually.
Yes, the role model. Read a name?
Florencio Alakicha.
Florencio Alakicha. Okay, of the list you gave, I want to pick out two people. Okay. First, the first man to drive a car, who is what's that?
It's Mrs. Olufunmilayo Ransome-Kuti,
and the courageous queen, who we all know as
Moremi Ajashoro.
Yes, thank you. So the first one I want to talk about is the late Mrs. Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti.
Okay, late Mrs. Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti was a teacher, a political campaigner, and a women's rights activist. She was the first woman to drive a car. My mom told me that late Mrs. Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti inspired her to start driving. That if not for her, she won't be driving. That maybe we'll all just be entering a car, but be taking bike to school. and then we won't be where we want to be because of late Mrs. Olufumila Ransom Kuti. My mom, my grandparents were inspired to drive.
I wish you could inspire my mom to drive. Seriously. Okay, and the other woman, which is
Moremi Ajashoro. Queen Moremi Ajashoro was a very great mother, not just to our own children, but to children in the area, children in the community. She was a queen, a very good queen at that. And there was one song my grandmother used to sing to me. Moremi Ajashoro, Moremi Ajashoro, ọmọ tó ń fún mi má gbàgbà lọ́wọ́ mi. Owó tó fún mi má gbàgbà lọ́wọ́ mi. Moremi Ajashoro. Yeah.
Okay, so that's nice. Seriously, I really need to meet your grandma. She needs to teach me more of Moremi songs. Seriously.
If she would.
So why wouldn't she?
I don't know. I'm sure she's just too old, like she'll say it.
Oh, too old. Are you old? I'm sure she cannot be that old.
The woman is turning 70 next year, and then she says when she clocks 70, she doesn't want to do anything, she just wants to sleep.
So back to the great African women. Do you think you can be a great African woman?
Yes, I actually do. Because left to me, I'm aspiring to become either a very good actress or I want to get in a very high political post. It's one of those two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask you one question?
What?
Why? No, two questions. Why do you want to be an actress, and why do you want to attain a high political post?
Okay, we do school dramas. Acting makes me happy. I just like it. Impersonating others, not having to just always be myself. I just like doing what I love. Let me put it that way. And then, why do I want to become a political post? To have power, to change Nigeria. I think that's
Thank God I have someone that has the same mentality with me. Because there's some people they want to attend that high political because
they want to embezzle money.
Exactly.
Their own is money.
If you know you can lie, then you can be a politician. That's their own belief. No, not mine. No.
I know. Exactly.
If you can lie, then you can attend. Is that? Forget about them. But talking about the great African women, not the losers. No, I don't want to call them losers, but at least not the embezzlers.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you very much, Nibila. We're going for a very short break right now, and I'm very sure Nibila is really prepared for the next question I'm going to ask her. So stay tuned.
Every day I wake up to see the people of Africa languishing in despair, crying, wailing.
As an African girl child, education is our right and we should fight for it.
Our parents should stop releasing us to strangers and they should not be after money. Government should give people chance, that is, they should give them freedom of speech because it's part of our right as individuals.
I'm trying to be what I want, but at the same time, get to higher heights and pass my role model.
Every child has a right as a citizen of a particular country under Africa.
Don't wait for the government or everybody to fight for you before you start fighting. If you start fighting, others will fight you.
You are the African child, you own your life, and every single thing you do in your country would affect the national development of the country.
African child, African child, African child, African child.
An African child is the responsibility of every adult out there. Not every parent has the capacity to take care of their children, but unfortunately, we have the capacity to bring these children to the world, unfortunately. So it is my responsibility as well as your responsibility to make sure that we are able to train those children and bring them up the right way, and we instill good values into them. I think an African child is the responsibility of every adult in Africa.
Every African child with the deficiency, either in terms of vision, in terms of articulation, or in terms of discipline, as well as, any virtues you can think about can be developed with one parent or one teacher who's a boy, you don't have to steal. You can stop stealing and be, a child everybody is proud of in the community.
African child, African child, African child, African child.
Welcome back. This is African Child. For those who are just joining us, I am Adebayo Nabila. She is Adebayo Nabila. Thanks for that, Nabila. And I'm very sure you're already trying to build up the self-esteem in the African child.
Yes, I am, because normally, or in the olden days, let me put it that way, the Nigerians or the Africans' mentality is that the female children are just meant to be housewives or stay in the kitchen wives. But now we've opened our eyes to work and
actually help in the family. In fact,
yes.
most
Multitasking.
Families, exactly.
We have some families that have the mother working, the father working, and then they are still paying more attention to their children. While we have some families who have just that father working, then the mother too is just doing a few jobs to make ends meet with the father.
Yes, that's it. The next question I'll ask you now. What do you think will be the effect of not pursuing what you want as an African? Of the effect of not pursuing what you want?
There are a lot of bad effects in that. Okay, like for instance, I read a book where a boy his parents told him, just go to school, come back home. He wanted to follow his parents, but his friends in school were like, come, let's go here. And he said, my mom will shout at me, my dad will shout at me. And those ones are like, he's a goody two shoes, he cannot do what they are doing and stuff. Like, he now felt threatened. He didn't follow his own instincts, but where he went, he eventually got killed by cultists. And his parents kept looking and they never found him. He didn't follow his instincts, and that led him to his grave.
So now you're saying number one effect is I want to be like killing that potential, killing the great potential. Exactly. You did not kill the person, but what is in the person.
Exactly.
Okay, so another effect.
Another effect is like you are not able to think for yourself. You are taking people's advice exactly from a younger age. Imagine when I get older, if they tell you go and do this, you won't have a mind of your own to say no, I can't, or yes, I can. You have to do whatever they say because you're already used to it.
Push around. Okay, thank you very much, Nabila, for that. I appreciate that. African child really appreciates that. Okay, African child, African parents, African teachers, not just African government. Governments want
in general.
Exactly. They want to listen to you. They need a piece of advice from you on how they can build up the self-esteem, how they can bring out the great person in them, and how they can change Africa.
Two major things. Be yourself, and don't consider people's opinions, or don't take them into your own main consideration. Like if you want to do something, consider yourself, consider others, make sure yourself is like the first point of view. So it's not like you're doing things to impress other people. Be yourself and know yourself. I want schools and the government to know that the girl child is very, very important, yes. Very, very precious to the environment. And then they should find a way to protect the girl child. But wait, not just the girl child. The children, African children especially. Find a way to protect them so they can be the best at what they do. So that they can know what they want. So that exactly. So that they won't have corrupt practices in them, or they won't have bad practices in them.
Thank you very much, Nibila Adebayo. That'll be all for this episode of African Child, but do not forget, know yourself and be yourself. The program remains African Child. I am Adebayo. She's Adebayo Nibila, and she's radiant. Thank you very much. Thank you, seriously. So come your way next time. Bye.
Every day I wake up to see the people of Africa languishing in despair, crying, wailing.
As an African girl child,
Education is our right, and we should fight for it.
Our parents should stop releasing us to strangers, and they should not be after money.
Government should give people chance, that is, they should give them freedom of speech, because it's part of our right as individuals.
I'm trying to be what I want, but at the same time, get to higher heights and pass my role model.
Every child has a right as a citizen of a particular country under Africa.
Don't wait for the government or everybody to fight for you before you start fighting. If you start fighting, others will fight you.
You are the African child. You own your life, and every single thing you do in your country would affect the national development of the country.
African child, African child, African child, African child.